Leadership as a word, as an action, as a role can be very difficult, can be hard at times. And acknowledging that is really important in leadership because it keeps our eyes wide open. Now, why is it often hard? Well, we're in the business of people. And when people come to work, the wholeness of themselves comes to work. That means all of their bright spots and all of their dull spots and everything in between, which means we have a spectrum of emotions that come into the workplace with the person every single day, just like in all of our life places, not just the workplace. This means as a leader, we need to have high emotional intelligence, which is why emotional intelligence is showing up on the radar for organizations time and time again. And it's also why we're especially noticing that recruiters are looking for emotional intelligence in the interviewing process and the candidate selection process. So especially for leaders in organizations and individuals in the leadership role right now, we're looking at 3 powerful skills in leadership. One is effective communication. The second is strong relationships. And the third is powerful coping strategies. So where do we start? Always with emotional intelligence, we're starting with ourselves. And here's a power tip for number 1, effective communication. Within emotional intelligence, the skill for effective communication is emotional expression. Understanding first a big piece of communication comes down to the 900, 400, 125 words per minute rule. And the skill of emotional expression is us talking. If we hold off on how we're feeling and give way for the other person first to speak, what will we learn that will potentially alter what we're feeling? Because as we respond to a trigger, what ends up happening is we have an emotional response to it, and then we have attachments and associations to that emotion, which means we often tell stories, and we can be very inaccurate in the stories that we're telling. So when we reserve speaking and sharing and feeling too much at the beginning of an interaction and allow way for the other person to speak, seek to understand, which is the skill of empathy, then what happens is we get a fuller picture of what is really going on. We get to turn on reality testing. Now we're seeing multiple emotional intelligence skills at play. We see emotional expression, we see empathy, we see reality testing. So what happens then when we begin to communicate is we start behaving in alignment with our understanding of them, in alignment with our experience. So we're behaving in alignment and we're communicating in alignment with purpose and intention behind what do I want for me, what do I want for them, and what do I want for us. And that's when people develop really strong relationships. So communication is a gateway to strong relationships. And as those relationships strengthen, that's when we find our people will go to bat for us every single day.